Steve here from Photoshop Essentials. In this video, we'll look at a great new feature in Adobe Firefly called Structure Reference that lets you control the structure and composition of your Firefly-generated images by using an existing image as a reference. And we'll combine it with a similar feature called Style Reference, where you can take an existing image and match its visual style. To use these features, we need to head over to the Firefly website at firefly.adobe.com. Then sign in to your Adobe account. Once you're signed in, scroll down the page and select the Text to Image module. And here you'll find images created by other Firefly users that you can use for inspiration. When you hover over an image, you'll see the prompt that was used to create it. Or you can enter your own prompt. Now, I want something that looks like it's from an old science fiction movie. So for my prompt, I'll enter an astronaut wearing a retro spacesuit, posing in front of a vintage rocket ship. And then I'll click Generate. Firefly is going to generate 4 initial results based solely on your prompt, which means you'll get what you get. And what I got was, well, at least the basic idea. There is an astronaut and some sort of rocket ship. You can click the thumbnails below the images to cycle through them. Or a better way is to click on an image to view it on its own, and then scroll through them using the arrows or the arrow keys on your keyboard. Then click the Close button to return to the main screen. Now, if typing a prompt was all we could do, then if I wanted better results, I would need to start editing my prompt and make it much more descriptive. But Firefly just got a brand new feature called Structure Reference. You'll find it in the column on the left. Structure Reference lets you control the structure or the composition of the generated image by using an existing image as a reference. Firefly can look at the outlines and the depth in the reference image and match them to the new image. To upload a reference image, click the Upload Image button. You can also click Browse Gallery to choose one of the images included with Firefly, but I'm going to upload my own. Navigate to the image you want to use as the reference. I'll use this image because I want my astronaut to match the same location, size, and pose as the man in this photo. I'll select it and click Open. Firefly will ask you to confirm that you have the rights to use the image. Assuming you do, click Continue. And once it's uploaded, the image appears as the reference thumbnail. You'll also see a Structure Reference tag in the prompt area along the bottom. Notice in the structure settings that there's a slider for the strength, and it controls how closely Firefly should match the reference image. It looks like a slider, but there's really only 3 settings: low, medium, and high. I'll set it to high. Then click Generate again. And this time, all 4 results match the composition of my reference image. The astronauts are all roughly the same size, in the same location, and in the same pose. Now, one thing I forgot to do was change the aspect ratio, which I can do up here in the general settings. By default, it's set to square, but I'll change it to landscape. And notice that Firefly is now using the Firefly Image 2 model, which is a big improvement, both for image quality and resolution. I'm also going to set my content type to photo. By default, it's set to auto, so Firefly will choose between a photorealistic image or an illustration, depending on your prompt. But I want photorealistic, so I'll choose photo. Then with my aspect ratio set to landscape, I'll click Generate again. And we get 4 new results, this time in landscape mode, and all sharing that same composition as my reference image. So far, so good. I have the basic composition I'm looking for. But what I don't have is the visual style, that retro science fiction look. But we can fix that using another feature in Firefly called Style Reference. Scroll down in the column on the left to get to the Styles section. Style Reference also lets you upload an existing image. But this time, instead of matching the composition, Firefly will match the colors, the lighting, the mood or theme, and basically everything about the visual style of the image. Again, you could choose Browse Gallery and then use one of the images included with Firefly, but I'll upload my own. Navigate to the image you want to use and select it. I found this retro-futuristic image on Adobe Stock that should work great. It has the exact colors and art style I'm looking for. Now, the image will be used strictly for its visual style, so the composition doesn't matter. I'll select it and click Open. And again, the image appears as the reference thumbnail. And a style reference tag appears in the prompt area. So we're now using one image for the visual style and another image for the composition. I also have a photo tag because I chose photo as my content type. Notice that the style section has two sliders, one for visual intensity and one for strength. Visual intensity controls how detailed or dramatic or complex the original generated image should look before the style from your reference image is applied. You can drag the slider to the left for a more subtle version or to the right for a more intense look. I'll leave it set to the middle for now. And strength controls how closely the style of the new image and the reference image should match. It also controls the strength of any effects you may have added, which I'm not using here. I'll leave both sliders set to the defaults and click Generate. So what we're looking for is if Firefly can match basically the art style of that reference image. And sure enough, it does a really great job. We still have the composition from the structure reference image, and now we've added the colors, the lighting, and that whole science fiction theme from the style reference image. Now, if we look closely though, Firefly can still have trouble with hands, even with the latest Model 2 version. But overall, I think the results look really good. But could they look even better? Let's try one more time. But this time, I'm going to drag the visual intensity slider all the way to the right, which should give us a more detailed and dramatic image. And I'll increase the strength to high, so Firefly will match the style of that reference image even more. And then I'll click Generate. And this time, I think the results look amazing. The images are more detailed, and they perfectly match the art style of my reference image. Yet they all still share that same composition, the same pose as the image I'm using for my structure reference. So there we have it. That's how to go from random results like this to this and then this, using structure reference and style reference in Adobe Firefly. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Firefly and Photoshop tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Steve Patterson from Photoshop Essentials.